Hi, everyone. I'm not sure if you guys can see behind me here, but we have snow. So I thought only fitting that we're wearing a hat as it's kind of cold here. Um, I can see some beautiful, oh, thanks, guys. It's so nice to say hi to everyone. Hi, Richard. Hi, Ruth. Oh, that's awesome. Hi, Kim. I got lots there. Awesome. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm curious, how is everyone faring with these? I don't even know what the word ass kicking doesn't quite seem fitting enough because there's just so many layers to the energy right now. Now, I know for me, coming up to Samhain, which was Halloween, was really intense actually. I felt probably more discombobulated than I normally do. And that's saying something. I found this time last year didn't seem as heavy or intense. And then it was like really intense for Samhain. And then November 1st came and we got our snow. And it was just like poof, like this super calm, quiet, um, restful energy. And it was literally night and day here for myself. And then, you know, we're looking all around and we've got Mercury and Mars in retrograde, and we had meteor showers, we've got a lunar eclipse, we've got Uranus at opposition. There is so much stuff going on globally, like, or planetarily, energetically. We have so many things going on too. Samhain marking this great pivotal seasonal ending. So we have this ending energy upon us as well. And we're, heading into, it depends on who you ask. Some people feel like we're just going to be doing this a lot. I know for myself, right now feels really calm. Almost like this, not quite an eerily calm, but almost like that, the enjoy the calm before the storm. And it feels like these energies that have just been building up and building up and building up are about to hit this pivotal release point. So I was curious if anyone else has been feeling it, just with the chaos that is all around us, in just this change, but also, like I said, with the retrogrades, with all of these crazy types of energies. I know whenever people used to make jokes like, oh, Mercury retrograde made me do it, like, those kinds of things. And I never saw Mercury retrograde or even Mars retrograde or as a negative thing. And I noticed that a lot of people out here almost speak about retrogrades very negatively, like, oh, brace yourself, like crap's going to hit the fan, it's going to be a chaotic time. But it doesn't need to be. So I did want to talk a little bit about that today. And with this eclipse energy that we have about us, to me, eclipse are powerful changers. In one of the decks that I have, there's this particular lightning card that comes. And to me, it holds the same type of energy as an eclipse. And so an eclipse energy is this powerful, unyielding force for change. And it is one of those things that when I made my eclipse tea blend, I made it to work with this particular type of energy because when an eclipse is coming in your life, there's this great change. It can almost bring up not just intrepidation, but anxiety and worry. And there can be so like a gamut of emotions that come with it. When really, if you look back sort of traditionally or go back, I'll use my Celtic background. If you go back to eclipse energy, it is this primordial source of change. And so I wanted to kind of shift gears with it and see it as this beautiful opportunity that we're being given right now to create change in our lives. So I almost feel like from the summer people were just starting to open up a little bit and getting out. And we had a beautiful summer for a change here. And then we actually had an autumn, which I was really excited about because they're my favorite time of the year. And it was just such a beautiful time. But I noticed the energy with it was intense. I had the most amount of migraines I've ever had in that time. I noticed so many other people were having headaches and just changing within their body and all sorts of stuff, more intense dreams, which of course comes when the veil is thinner at Samhain. But I felt like there was a deeper, almost a darker undertone to this season that we just had. And as it shifted into November 1st, or some people All Hallows Eve, or was it? I forget what it's called out here for November 1st, but it, like I said, kind of went through this change again. And I feel like we were going through this really intense part. And now we came down for these couple of days and then we're about to shoot back up. So it's really important that we use these energies for our highest good, rather than seeing it as a negative thing. I had a friend a few years back that they would do nothing during retrograde. And like no papers could be signed. If they were selling their house and a deal came in, that was not happening. And it was just like this, almost like this fear type of energy that, oh my goodness, I better not do that because chaos will happen, or it's going to be bad because it's a retrograde. And then on top of a retrograde, having an eclipse energy, so, plus meteor showers, plus this, plus that, and all of these things. That this is an intense time. And I'm not trying to negate the fact that this isn't one to shake things up, the very core and our foundation of things. But rather to see it as this beautiful opportunity to shake away, sift away anything that is not for your highest good and the highest good of others. So in all of these beautiful changing times, I'm curious to know, so Samhain, just to explain to a couple of people, is the term that I use because I'm Celtic. And I know that that's kind of a blanket term, but for me, being part Welsh, Scottish, and British, that it is Samhain or Samhain is how I know it. So out here, it's called Halloween. So we don't call it that. But in that pivotal time where the veil gets really thin and, we normally have more intense dreams, more intense energies, it's a different time. And I know then they're celebrating coming up. I think tomorrow is it the Day of the Dead. So we've got like still this pivotal window. Whereas I was always told that this is a time of year where our loved ones are among us a lot closer. Not that they're not close to us, but I also found that this is a more intense time spiritually in just anything, not light, dark, it's all of it. So as we're coming out of this and we're coming into this next pivotal change, things for us to be really mindful are having an actual sit down with yourself. And I do encourage pen and paper because it's how, it's a good way to get it out of your head and putting it down. What are some things that are really stirring up? Where is this retrograde or retrogrades stirring something in you? Are you noticing these things kind of niggling in your system? Is there some extra fear? Is it, scarcity consciousness that's kind of playing over you? Is it victim parts? Is it, oh my gosh, is it more insecurity? Is it self-doubt? What is it that this time, this retrograde, this eclipse energy is stirring up? And a great way I see it is, we used to live right by this other lake, and every year they would come, or every other year they would come and they would trudge up these weeds and the silt on the bottom and give it a yucky stir, but it would be to clear things out. That's how I see this. So even though it looks really, intense and yucky and murky, it's actually here for a really big purpose. And so when we can work with the way that our planets are, what's happening that way, it can do a lot with us because we're kind of going more with the flow of this natural planetary rhythms. We've also got lunar rhythms and all sorts of things like that. Oh, so see, I've been so emotional for days. Absolutely. It has just been an intense time. I've noticed for so many more people, even myself. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Kim. Lots of celebrations and cemeteries here and yesterday and today. Yes, I know for us, we did a little picture because my mum passed and we had other loved ones, and we lit a candle and just like a little altar for our ancestors and, those that have passed on from this form into the other one. So a great time for remembering as well. But coming back to these energies that are, I pulled some cards today. I love cards. I think they're such a wonderful divination tool and a wonderful spiritual modality because it gives us a way, like, I can read without cards, but I love having them because it's a tangible way of these things that we're sensing to see it. Like, oh, I can see this card. So what I'm sensing or thinking or feeling is right here in the palm of my hand. So I have found that it's a really great tool, even for doing a card a day, picking, just for the energies that are, if you're wanting to know something more, get into things a bit deeper, that it is just a lovely, lovely tool. So today I do have 3 decks, and I pulled some just for our group today. Oh, there's so many more people. Hi, guys. Yes, the energy is definitely intense on other levels. Yet I still feel this beautiful calm. So I'm going to enjoy it before it all keeps coming up. But anyways, have 3 decks for today. I have this beautiful oracle deck, my go-to tarot, and I have the moon deck. And this one is particular more about the energy of what we need to be more aware of. So I wanted to ask for the group today, for those listening today and those that are going to be listening later to this podcast, what is some things that we need to be aware of or mindful of, just focused on, etc. So the first 2 cards, they came separately, but I'm going to show them together. Just so beautiful. Not sure if you guys can see those. So we have the first one just was flow, and it is all about this time of truly going with the flow. That doesn't mean giving into things that don't align with you or saying yes when you should say no. That's not what this is about. Going with the flow, again, using these energies, flowing with the eclipse energy, flowing with these retrograde energies, flowing with the lunar cycles, flowing with your body cycles, and what that means to your system. And as you're going through this ability to be present and see what is telling you it's time to release, see what's just there to show you, and notice these natural rhythms that are happening. Going with the flow is really important right now. Rather than trying to push against anything, notice what's moving around you. Notice what's being still. These are the things that we need to be really mindful of right now. Then with that, of course, the purification card. It is really important that this is both the time to listen to your body. I'm doing a very particular purification cleanse right now, and I love it. It's amazing how phenomenal I feel when I'm doing this and I'm allowing my body to tell me what it needs to navigate and to calibrate and transmute these intense energies that we've had and are having. So right now for us, as a group and a little community here, going with the flow and purification were the oracle's cards of please make sure. Purification can also not just mean body. It can mean purification of the way that our thoughts are repeating. It can be purification in our friends, purification in our family, purification even in our home. Are you decluttering? I know that's something that I'm also doing. I have probably close to 300 decks now, if I went and counted them. And it is time to let some go. Not, of course, a big gamut. But I know that there's some cards that are no longer in alignment with who I am and where I'm going. And so, I'm cleaning out that and creating a, room for more things to come in, and not by things but even energy. So in this purification, whether we're cleaning for our body, we're cleaning with the way that our patterns of repetitive thought are, we're cleaning it with decluttering our home, with removing those that are not in alignment or for our best good or highest good. As we're cleaning out and we're purifying those things, it opens this beautiful energetic portal piece within us that is allowing then things to flow more effortlessly to us. So really important time to be doing this. Then the moon cards came, and this one came first and then this one. So got this one and this beauty. Seems rather fitting, of course, for this energy. So with the reveal what needs to be seen, this one particularly is that dredging up. What is it that you don't want to face right now? What is it that you're avoiding? What is it that you got to do, but you really don't want to? If you are one of the lucky people that knows what those are, this is the time to face it. This is the time to go head on with it, not pushing, but to face it. Often when we have fears that play over and over and over again, like, oh, if I say how I really feel within my relationship, the fear will be that they're going to leave or we'll break up. So that's a common one that I hear. Another one too, well, if I really say how I'm feeling or what's in alignment with me to my friends and family, they may not want anything to do with me, or they may not respect me anymore, or they may not even want to be part of my life anymore. That fear that plays and that niggles. Whereas if we just took that opportunity of this energy that's pushing you and it's been bothering because you need to say something, and you just speak it in a loving manner, more often than not, it's received in a way that makes a lot more sense than all the fear was causing. So go with the way that you're feeling this flow. If you're really feeling this pull that it's time to talk to someone, you really need to do it, because this is not the time to put off things. This is the time to face them, not to be over emotional. With the card last quarter moon in Scorpio, it says reveal what needs to be seen. It's not about getting over or intense. It's going with the flow and just, okay, this is the opportunity. I'll often do this with spirit. If I need to say something that's been bothering me, I'll sit with it for a minute and go, okay, here's what it is. I can see it. As I process for a minute and I sit with it, I go, okay, what's the worst that can happen if I bring this up? That's one of the things I do. So I see it. I'm like, okay, well, that's probably really a bit silly. But then I'm like, okay, so we saw the worst. All right, I can still function if that's the worst. And then I come back to, all right, how would I like to see this unfold? So again, you can kind of put this emitting energy into, I want this to be received in the highest way possible. So there's a way we can kind of also navigate some of those things and just allowing it to unfold. With I'm also being gentle and coming from that place, not a place of you better listen to what I have to say. I'm going, here's how I'm feeling, and bringing it forward. Then with the card New Moon in Leo, and with our beautiful sunflowers, and it's all about shining. Again, this one is all about being who you are. Give yourself permission to be authentic. Give yourself permission to be you. I know that I am awesome. Oh, thank you. I got just reading the messages. Sorry, it's so much to kind of, I feel like I'm a bit of a squirrel today. Oh, look, shiny. You're speaking right to my heart right now. Oh, awesome. Thank you. I know this is a big time for all of us, but in this shining one, and not the Shining from the movie, because if those of you who've seen the movie, I'm sure there was some trauma involved with that one. We're talking about the card. So the card to shine, to radiate that which is you. This took me years, because I noticed for myself, I was a people pleaser, And I still have some things where I'm noticing that, oh, no, I need to stand more in my authentic power, who I am. And it's okay to not like something. It's okay to speak my truth. So this is a really important time that the more we're authentic. So I think of the cartoon Monster High. And I see Frankie. She was Frankenstein's daughter, and she's like, "Let your freak flag fly," and that is what I keep seeing with this shine. You know, we're so pushed to be put in a little box, to conform in a certain way, that we're either a jock or we're this or we're that or whatever it is, that we forget that we are these multi-dimensional beings that are far more creative. So in that time of, I don't want to be normal. I almost take offense if someone was to tell me I'm normal. I'd be like, oh, it's like a bad word now, right? That it's about just giving yourself permission to be whatever it is. I'm a complete nerd. I have geeky things. I love The Office, and I constantly say with references, "That's what she said," all the time. I love 80s retro t-shirts. I'm completely different in my own way, and that's what makes me me and allows everyone around me, the more I'm authentic, gives them permission to be authentic too, without the fear of the judgment that I'm going to change them. So now when you do that, when you give yourself permission to be this beautiful, authentic being, you give other people permission to be authentic and real around you as well. That's awesome. And 80s hairstyles, absolutely, of course. That's so awesome. So the next card that came up in these ones for us as a group, and I will be doing some readings for you guys today. I love doing readings. Again, it's, I know it's nothing like cataclysmically great or in so many other ways, but I find it's just such a wonderful energy exchange to just help us to refocus, or to just bring some encouragement, or even just some confirmation to the things that we've been feeling, that, hey, this is actually something I need to pay attention to. So with the tarot, this was the card that came up for us. It's a beautiful little knight. Now, knights normally within tarot can represent people, but it often represents fast-moving energy too. So normally when a knight comes up in a spread, it is fast in what it's representing and the cards that are around it. So particularly with this one, coins represent pentacles. Pentacles represent the material plane. So with this one, we've got some fast moving energy, and how I'm seeing it with this particular read is that we have these beautiful opportunities for really fast moving energy to what we are focusing. So are you going to be surviving? Like I can honestly say that I felt that that's all I was doing in these last bit with Samhain, because the energies were so intense. I just felt like it was go, 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 go. I had so many things to prep and be ready for, and markets and shows and all sorts of things, that I felt that I was more reacting or responding to everything coming at me, and not that I was emitting my own frequency of how I wanted things to navigate. Whereas now I'm being very mindful on what do I want to emit. So today, talking with all of you amazing souls, I want to emit a space of authenticity. I want to emit a space of love and acceptance and non-judgment, but also a little kick in the pants energy too, to anyone that is listening, that we're going to do the work right now because it's so important that we do it. So now coming into that, again, with this Knight of Coins and this energy, focus really on what it is you want. Seeing, like, let the judging come up, being mindful. One thing that came to me that I've been made aware of is in my own boundaries. It's saying yes to so many things and then being upset for people taking advantage of me when I'm the one who set it up, right? So it's such an important thing that we really sit with the peace that is time to let it go. Okay, this is huge. So I have my cards ready. I do want to offer Spirit's just going to move me. I won't get to do everyone. But if you would like to have a reading for right now with the Mercury, Mars retrograde, with the lunar eclipse, with all this stuff that's going on, and some things for you to just be aware of and mindful of, then this is your time. So please put down in here what you, if you would like a reading, if you're wanting to know a bit more. Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you, Sam. I'm sorry I don't know your actual name. I really appreciate that. For today too, in doing some readings just for the next little bit, I do just want to bring us to just a couple of things, because I had someone mention it for us in about working with these energies right now. Okay, so we're getting some names. Again, I work with the Guardian Alliance. I will be talking more about that and what the Guardian term means. And I do want to do a show about that. I also will be having a guest that I'm so excited about. We just have to get down what the dates and what we're going to navigate with. But I have a dear, amazing, someone very dear to me. Derek is just this phenomenal. I don't even think the term coach is the right word, but he's just this beautiful lighthouse of emitting energy. He helps to anchor in frequencies and emit love and emit purity and presence and authenticity. And in his work, I just want to share with you guys. And yeah, I'm really excited to start bringing some guests finally on here. So, all right. So we've got, let me just go down here so I don't miss anyone. Okay. So, thank you for giving me your name, Samir. I really appreciate that. So and I'm just going to write some names down, and we're just going to go with who is just popping up. Okay, awesome. Hello, Robert Earl White. That's awesome. Order of the Light. Yes. I love that. Being part of the, Emerald Order myself, I think that that's a beautiful thing that we emanate these beautiful encodements. That's awesome. And Ruth, awesome. Okay. So if you are, now someone I've missed, so I've got Samir, Richard, Kim, and Ruth. If there's someone I've missed, put your name down that you're also wanting a reading, and we're just going to navigate accordingly. So let's see, with this time, what are these energies? What is it that Spirit is trying to get? Awesome. That I would really like to bring more forward. So let's just look and see what we've got here already. So I'm going to start with, now, if at chance you ever want to know what deck I'm using, if you go to my Facebook page, which I know is somewhere in this feed, that where I tag my show, if you can even put in there what decks, I tend to use the same predominant ones for the show, but just in case, because if you're like me, I like to know some of the decks because they really resonate with me, and the link is in there for you guys. All right, so okay, well, I'm going to go with Richard first because that's the name that just keeps coming forward, so they clearly want to talk to you, Richard. So we're going to pull a couple. So it's going to be a little bit different because I'm going to use all three decks today because they work differently. One works with just the moon and the energy here. And we've got then this one, which I find is a really great overview, and it hits in a different energy place as where, say, the tarot does. Now, again, connecting, of course, with our guardians and our team and making sure that we're connected to our higher selves. Guardians, what do you have for Richard today? Ooh, and we've got cards just a flipping out. Ooh. I think it's funny because I'm pretty sure you got this card last time, but we're going to end this. All right. So bear with me as I'm, getting to pull some cards. And just for you in this time. Again, I know for some this has felt like intense, but almost like we've been stagnant or just like really drudging along with these energies. And right now, we have this beautiful gift, and it's snowing here right now as I'm speaking, to really expedite our ascension, to really expedite these tethers, these weights, these anything that are kind of holding us down. So in it here, we're going to go and just kind of look into some lunar parts for you, Richard, anything that they have for you, and some mind focusing. I always find that this is the part where it takes the longest sometimes to really just tune in. Okay, I don't have anything there for you right now. All right. And we're going to grab the other deck. So, for Richard, what do you have for him in this time? Apparently the cards, these ones were flipping out for you. Ooh, all right then. Okay. So with the two oracle ones, this came first, this came second for you, Richard. Please don't worry with the card. I'll explain them to you shortly. So that's those two. So family came forward first, wolf spirit. Right now with this energy, family isn't just, you know, of course, family, like who we're actually related to, but who's our family, our soul family, our star family, our, you know, our inner compass group. So this is really important that we spend time with those that really speak our language, that really accept us and you know, give us that special place. With wolves, they're actually very social animals. And so this card is also a reflection that right now, don't isolate. Don't just go and decide today I'm going to be a hermit and this is what I'm doing for the next, you know, season. This is really important that for you, that you spend some time stepping out of your comfort zone again and being into this place of social. And that can even just be with one other person. It doesn't have to be a massive group, but make sure you're stepping out. Even though you feel like you want to pull back a little bit, it's important that you spend some time, be social, get connected with your family. With this one, the Guardians of the Land, where it's protection, it has this beautiful, solid, grounded tree. And off into the background is this amazing big stag. And he's just off to the side. And this is just to remind you and to really bring forward that regardless of what's going on, other things that shows some big, like some changing here and some stirring for you, that you are divinely protected, that you are protected in being able to move forward, and that you are protected in what it is that you are wanting to actually co-create with the universe. So this is a powerful card. You are protected. It is safe for you to move forward, and that no matter what's going on, even if you feel a little bit discombobulated or not sure of the next steps to take, they've got you. So stepping out of your comfort zone, keep being social. Not that I'm saying you're not social, because I do see you are, but to make sure that you give that extra little bit, do something maybe you wouldn't do, or just be open to something that maybe wouldn't be a natural thing for you. So those are just the energies of just that. And right now, nothing too crazy on that. And then we get these guys. So I'll show you them. And the first one that came was the Eight of Wands. It just literally flipped out of the deck. And then the Knight of Wands. So wands I love because they are action. So you've got a lot of action right now and a lot of moving energy. So please utilize this. See it like this train is going, and you can either run up and grab onto it and catch it so it takes you to where you need to go, or you're going to miss this one and it's going to be you still plugging along the track because you still have to go that way. So utilize this energy because it is a beautiful, profound time of change. Now, with, of course, Eight of Wands, I'm not sure if you can see them, but they show like, You're going on this little trip, you're fully supported, off on here you go. The heart is open and expansive. And this one is just about, you're almost reaching this goal that you've been working towards, because 8, you know, just before 10 is you're there. And so you're still on it, you're going this way. So what do you need to kind of reshift just a little bit in your focus so you can keep, there's a word I want, but I can't think of it, but propelling yourself forward. So he's just there saying you're on the right track, you are going forward, but just to keep making sure that you bring yourself to the point of that's where I'm going, that you're supported again, you're divinely guided. And then this really wonderful Knight of Wands. Again, remember, Knights are fast-moving energy. And so you've got this, and he's fire. He's holding this like thing, and if you look at him, he's kind of hopping back and forth, and he's got this like charge or Geronimo type energy to him. So this one, again, is going to be some fast-moving energy in action for you. So if something comes up and all of a sudden you get a call and they want you to be an extra on a show, just say yes. Even if it's maybe not a show you would normally do, just say yes. Just give yourself that chance. There's something coming that is a little bit different, and you need to get moving kind of forward. So with this energy, they're wanting to shift, because there's been a little bit of complacency and almost like you've been a bit stagnant or felt like you've been a bit stuck, but there's been other work that's been going on behind the scenes that you haven't seen. And right now they're wanting to stir that all up and get things moving. I really hope that made sense for you, Richard, because there was quite a bit going on with that one. Awesome. And then I've got some of the names. I'm just opening and see, just putting people down. So give me a moment. And because I forget who's Super Space Cookie, if you could just put your name in it, just so I know, and I'll put you down on the list. All right, and we'll put the cards back. Richard, I really want to encourage you. They just keep saying for you guys that this is so important. They've opened up some really neat doors for you. And it's about time, because there's something that you've been really trying to create, this momentum, and they see it. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Sorry, I thought so, but you know. All right, so we've got Sarah on the list too. All right, so that said, we have so much going on, and there's just lots coming in at this moment. So give me a minute as I just tune in. All right, so I've got Kim. Okay, so Kim, what do you guys have for Kim? And just with these energies. And as I'm shuffling, I just wanted to say one thing before I forget, of course, is I don't know if you guys are like me. Okay, they were pretty loud on these ones for you, Kim. So we'll come to that. Anything else for the lunar time? When we honor our cycle, and I'm not just talking with planets, with the lunar times, there's times that your body can eat more and it can process more things, and times that it can't. And so that, you're so welcome, Richard, that it's really important that now we spend that time listening to our bodies. The moon right now, again, whether it's new moon, full moon, quarter, this, that, and the other thing, they can represent different stages of the body for you, as opposed to my metabolism will be higher during one moon. It might be slower for the other person. So really pay attention to what the moon does for you right now as well. Again, I'm not about any of the fear stuff that comes along with where things are. Ooh, all right. So Kim, for you, my dear, these cards came all together. So I'm going to try to do it the way that they came. And normally I would put them back, but they said no. So hopefully you can see these, Kim. So here we've got refuge, then we've got chaos, and then we've got enlightenment. So you're going through some fun stuff, aren't you? And I'm laughing because I've had these cards too. So going into, okay. Sorry, Kim, I'm just trying to listen to what they have to say with all of this going on too. So we're going to start with the first one. So right now, with everything that's going on, it is important that you take refuge. And refuge can just be having a movie night on your couch. Refuge can be, going to have lunch with your girlfriend. Refuge can mean a lot of different things. This particular card, because of the way it goes, I'm not sure, again, if you can see beautiful ferns. And she does not look like she's in a place of like, ooh, protect me. She's just in a place of, here I am, and I know I'm completely guided and protected in what's going on. But right now, for you, it's really important that you pay attention to the refuge that's going on, okay? In this refuge, they bring the energy of kind of what's around, chaos. But I actually like this card because if you look, you can kind of see the guardian's there throwing his lightning rod, which means that it's a little bit precise. Not a little bit, it is precise. So when the storm spirit comes, when this chaos energy comes, eclipse energy, so this is working with it, that this is about thinking like that. It's there to actually remove and disrupt. This chaos is much needed for you. It has to happen. Please don't resist it. Go with the flow of this one. And if something comes up, see it for what it is, and then let it do its thing, and off it goes. This chaos energy is to bring about change for you, and not just a little. This is to bring deep, lasting change. So utilize this energy, this eclipse energy, this storm energy, this powerful time. So you need to take some refuge in some things, not things, but for yourself, noticing if you need more rest, if you need to be inside, if you need to just have lunch with a friend, whatever that is, take the time to have refuge and let spirit really work with you. The chaos is, again, don't fight what's coming up. This storm, these lightning rods, this eclipse energy is here for your betterment and to really get this change going. And this is what it's doing, bringing beautiful enlightenment. So when you look at this being looking into kind of this sacred site and this beautiful doors opening up with this golden illumination, that this is a time to bring about great illumination for you. So if you resist, you're going to drag your feet in the process of this beautiful divine temple that's opening up within, and that this information that they're trying to give you and bring to you. So it's a really beautiful and expansive time, even if it can feel really like contractive, that there is work to do, but it's actually a really great thing. So if you start to go into fear, stop for a moment. This is for my best. This is for my highest good. And come back to that for a moment and then see how you can navigate, okay? And if you need to take that time and have that refuge of just having a Netflix night, or, sitting on your couch and writing, take the time to do so. Then with the moons, I love this. You get this beauty. Be proud of yourself. Last quarter moon in Taurus. So I have a Taurus child, and I always just think of how bold and how great that, she's like I am, here it is. So for you, be proud of the work that you're doing. Be proud of the way, what you've come from, what you've come through. And again, even in noticing the colors, really beautiful too, the heart chakra and the throat chakra. So speaking your truth during this time, being gentle with yourself. That means not just speaking truth to others, speaking truth to yourself. And really focusing on being proud of yourself as, hey, I've really come far and look at all the work that I've done. So this is a really expansive time for you, Kim. You've got some crazy energy in the sense that it might seem overwhelming. But again, remember this eclipse, the storm, the chaos is there to finally get things moving, to finally bring some stuff to light, to really allow you to move forward in your more authentic self. So that will bring about great joy, because it's this work that you're like, let's just do it. And that's the best attitude to have. I hope that helps right now in just the energies of what's around you. And I did not get one in the tarot, but I'm going to just do it once just to make sure. Nope. Okay. So Samir, There's a couple more, so I'm going to see how many I can get done because I can hear quite a bit going on. So Samir, for you, with these retrogrades, with these eclipse energies, with all of these things going on, what does Samir need to focus on? Oh, and you're getting a lot too. All right. Anything for the moon? Ooh, all right. For Samir, I always find that with great anticipation when we're shuffling the cards and waiting, can seem a bit tedious at times too. So I appreciate everyone's patience. Ooh, okay. So this card first, and then this card second for you, Samir. And then you got these amazing moon ones. So right away, they just want to go straight into purification. This time is about purification for you. What doesn't serve you anymore? Do you need to declutter something in your home? Do you need to just declutter your life? Do you need to do a bit of a cleanse to get yourself back on track? What is it in your life that you need purification on? So even if it's purifying the way that you have a repetitive thought, or, you know, I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy. It can mean so many things, but it's really important that you pay attention to what that purity pull for you is. Like I said, for myself, this purifying time, I'm decluttering and I'm doing a cleanse. So really important that you utilize this energy, okay? And with it comes this beautiful success. And there's the boat, and it's illuminated, and this amazing fairy that's like, she brings kind of like your wishes, and they're like, here you go, are you gonna hop on the boat, because we're ready to take you. So this is so awesome. This is like beautiful, ominous, like I see it like auspicious energy and an auspicious message, that it is really important that you pay attention and take this one, okay? Then with the moons, you got these two lovely beings. So you got this one first, and then this one. So we can do it so you can see both. Awesome. So often, Samir, when you have to clean out the third chakra and your stomach meridians, like think in terms of what gets held there, right? I'm not sure if you're familiar that often well, not often, it is. Each chakra also correlates with a planet. So looking at which one's out in alignment for you, that this is important that you take this time too. Like, okay, so you're looking and it's your solar chakra that's out. Then obviously it's what planet does that align with, and where's that planet going the things too. Astrology, astronomy, all of these lovely things. Again, I'm not about one thing. I like the synchronicity and the harmony within so many things. And so paying attention to what's out in your body, to what's out also, or changing planetarily, lunarly, all of these types of things. So for you, for the lunar, they're bringing attend to the details and then being humble. Now I want to just clarify, because often people think when the humble card comes up, that is just about the fact that, you know, you need to, you know, just be quiet and stay off to the background. But really attending to the details is about what's coming up. You're saying that these are the things that you need to work on, then you need to pay attention to it. So I had a beautiful Ayurvedic teacher that mentioned that when a chakra is out of alignment, of course, find what's a touch, you know, connected to it, etc. But foods of it. So eat extra yellow foods and juices and bring some of those lovely colors. And if the sun is shining, go stand out in it for a few minutes. That there's so many beautiful things around us that don't take great copious amounts of energy for us to go and accomplish what we need to do. So attend to the details that are coming up. Clearly you are aware of what those are, but for you to really keep being mindful and bringing it back to what you're trying to do. Again, remember that this time for you was about purification. And so what in that area needs to be cleansed. Now with the being humble, if you just look at the picture, you can see they're meditating, and even the tones that are around them, those earthier and warmer tones. With being humble, this card can represent just taking time to step back and go, what is it that I need to focus on right now for me, not anyone else, but just for me. Okay. So, Samir, make sure to take this time to really just come in, let that purification process. You've got this beautiful journey opening up for you with this eclipse energy and all these things going on, and getting yourself back on track. Now, when I've noticed meridians in our body are out, especially in our stomach, it's really important that you pay attention to digestive things. So, fermented foods, super wonderful to bring things like that into your diet, to make sure that you are, staying nice and hydrated. I always recommend to my clients that you go more coconut water, unrefined, and I don't do it with the pulp because it actually is a natural electrolyte, and so it's actually more absorbable and will hydrate the body better than water will. So just being mindful of a few of those things that were coming in for you. I noticed for everyone too, I just wanted to say some things that are really great to incorporate in your body in this time too. If you're a tea person or bath person, but with teas, and a lot of people don't think about rosemary, but rosemary is a phenomenal herb, because not only does it have antiviral, antibacterial, and all of these great qualities to it, it also in tradition has the ability for abundance and flow. So I often, when I'm feeling a little bit down or a bit sluggish, or kind of almost like I need that extra help between my body and spirit, some rosemary, lemon, and if you are into honey water, like warm, and just drink that to give your body just that extra little bit of help to kind of flush things and get things moving. Especially right now, it's a great quick tea to just whip up a couple sprigs, little pieces of rosemary, squeeze half a lemon in, a little bit of honey, stir it in your hot water and drink, and away you go. Now, just tuning into the names, making sure I've got everyone. Okay. There's a message coming through for pretty much almost everyone. So I'm going to do my best to try to, if we don't, I will be back for next time, and I'll make sure that we do. So anything for Ruth coming forward. Thank you. Okay, Ruth, they're just going to go right into it for you, my dear. Just such beautiful energy, but this amazing time too of change. All right, so you're clearly going through something, but first card that came up, I'm going to try to see if I can get one more in before we close off today, guys. Love this card. Time to let go, okay? And in letting go, it's not holding an attachment. So if you're thinking about something, I want this, instead go, I want this, or something better, because it changes the energy to be more open and receiving. So for you right now, Ruth, they're really wanting to shift something in that aspect for you. With the moons, you got 3. And again, I thought we weren't going to get into that many, but that's what they look like. And I'll read them for you just in a sec. Again, all 3 of them are new moons. So that is really important. New moon, think of like this, the cauldron of creation. Ruth, what are you putting into your cauldron of creation right now? And so with this one, they gave attune to the divine and know your worth. And then they gave know you are loved. So as you're going through this shift of letting go and you are, tuning in, they want you to know your worth. That you need to know you're worth this. You are worthy of the things that you are asking for. And you are loved beyond measure is coming through. So your heart is just needing some extra TLC right now. And the brain is needing to hear about your worth and that you're worthy of it. So affirmations, of course, I'm sure you're already doing it. I am worthy, those types of things. Attuning to the divine is really just paying attention to what right now is really calling you, okay, and where you're feeling this pull. Now, again, new moon energy. Ruth, you better be making a list of what it is that you're wanting, not only to let go of and release, but what are you really wanting? You've got 3 new moons in this eclipse energy. What are you creating right now? Because you've got this amazing, it's this empty cauldron of creation. What are you putting in that to culminate, to expand, and to grow. So lots of beautiful things there. I'm going to see if I can get one more card in for Nancy, because she's come through. So anything for Nancy? Yep, a card just flipped up right away. And on this, see if I can do it before our time runs out. And I won't get to anyone else. Thank you, everyone, for being part of this and being patient and being present for everyone else's readings. Know that those that I've missed or wasn't able to do today, I will get back to you guys. I will be coming back. I know I'm going to be a wee bit sporadic in this next bit, as we're still going through our grief time. And I appreciate all of you, just the love and your presence and the beautiful souls that all of you are. I'm just so thankful for every one of you, and that I get to share this beautiful time with you. And you remind me every time I come on here why I do what I do, because I love being able to share with all of you. So for you, quickly, Nancy, this is the card that came up, Purity. Nice and simple with this time, in this purity. If you look again, beautiful magic, luminosity all around. But in this time of purity, what is not pure to you? What does not feel in alignment with your soul? And it's important that you focus on what does. There's going to be a lot of change coming and a lot of different things going on right now. And it's so important that you guys utilize this. Jump on that train, get it, like, go with the flow of it. Put into your cauldron of creation, what is it you want and where you're going. Be mindful of the frequency you are emitting. Less responding, more emitting what you're going to be, regardless of what might seem scary or crazy. Or I know there's so much going on in the States, so much going on in different places of the world. Try not to get too wrapped up in those, and come back to that place where you guys can just be emitting that which is in alignment with you. And remember to let your freak flag fly. Be the wonderful, authentic, divine being that you are, and make sure to connect with your team. So I'm going to wrap it up, of course, with my beautiful sponsor, just an amazing, amazing soul, Yannicka. But for this to close with, for all the differences between us and all the forces that try to divide us, they will never exceed the power of love to unite us. May love always, always be our guide. So in love to every one of you, utilize this time that can seem so crazy. This time is here for each one of you for change, and not just a little bit of change, but to finally be that catalyst of change to get you living the authentic life that you've been wanting to live. Doesn't mean that you're not happy in parts. It doesn't mean that you're not on track in other ways, but this is to really get that drudging up. Let's get it going. Let's get going here, because you've got places to go and things to do. So utilize this, grab onto it. They just gave me a picture of like a shooting star going through the sky and the tail of it. Grab onto that tail and enjoy the ride. Coming back to emitting what you want, okay? And if you ask for something, make sure to ask, I ask for this or something better, so it opens up the energy into it. And I can see that there's beautiful links in here. Thank you guys for being present. There are some amazing, wonderful products that Goldylocks Productions has created for each one of our shows. Do go check it out in the link. And again, thank you to everyone here. I was, not sure about today, as I'm going through, like I said, my own grieving process. But I have to say, just connecting and being able to be here and be able to share this time with all of you has really meant a lot to me, and just speaking to my heart. Thank you for allowing me to be authentic and to radiate divine love and come from my place of authenticity in this beautiful space with all of you. So all my love, mwah, and may this week be a good one. Don't fight it. Go with the flow, okay? Speak your truth. Be authentic. And make a list of what you want truly for your life. What does that actually look like? And enjoy the process. I'll talk to all of you guys soon. Talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.